A lion doesn't chase the prey, it lets the prey come to him. I know some of you are here because you're dealing with something heavy. Maybe you just went through a breakup, or you're still hung up on your ex wondering how to get her back. Look, we've all been there, and trust me, there's a way forward. I'm about to break down the steps to get her attention, re-spark her interest, and make her realize what she's missing. I need you to pay close attention, because what I'm about to share isn't for the faint of heart. This isn't about texting her like a simp or chasing her around like you're desperate. This is about regaining your power, and I'm going to show you how. In this video, I'll walk you through the 3 key texts that will reignite her interest and make her think twice about letting you go. These aren't just random messages. Each one is designed to trigger a specific response in her, making her miss you and want you back. So, if you're ready to level up and become the man who gets her attention back, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and stick around, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get started. Now let's start with the first critical rule. Do not text her right after the breakup. I get it, you want to fix things, you want to reach out, but trust me, don't. Give her some space and give yourself some space. If you blow up her phone with emotional, needy messages, you're only digging a deeper hole. We're playing the long game here, and patience is your best weapon. Imagine this. You've just broken up, and your instinct tells you to text her right away, telling her how much you miss her. But instead, you resist that urge. You go silent. A week passes, then 2. At first, she's probably relieved you're not chasing her. But slowly, she starts wondering why you haven't reached out. Her curiosity builds. By the time a month goes by, she's checking her phone, waiting for a message from you. That's the kind of control you want. After a month of no contact, yeah, that's right, a full month, then, and only then, can you make your move. You're not going to send her some boring, "Hey, how have you been?" text. No, you're going to remind her of a moment, something personal, something that hits her on a deeper level. For example, hit her with, "Hey, I was just thinking about that time we stumbled on that hidden beach. What was the name of that place again?" Or something along the lines of, "Just rewatched that series we binged last year when we were sick. Crazy how much it reminded me of you. Hope you're doing well." This kind of message brings her back to a time when things were good between you two, a memory that stirs her emotions. That's how you open the door without coming off as desperate. Let me give you another example. Imagine you run into her at a party or somewhere unexpected after your no-contact phase. She's surprised, maybe even a little awkward, but you're calm, collected. You give her a quick, "Hey, hope things are good," and you keep it short. No need to linger or dig for conversation. You leave her wanting more. That's how you plant a seed, make her curious, not overwhelmed. When you do reach out to her, keep it light. Be the guy she fell for in the first place. The guy who was confident, fun, and didn't take things too seriously. Start slow, give her some space, and let her come to you. Trust me, if you've played your cards right, she will. Now let's get into the second type of text you'll send, the conversational spark. After you've reminded her of a shared memory, hit her with something that's going to start a conversation. You're not just saying, "Hey, how are you?" because that's boring and forgettable. You need to get her attention, make her want to respond. For example, "Did you see the latest episode of Game of Thrones? Total cliffhanger, right?" Or something simple like, "Hey, that new coffee shop you were always talking about finally opened up. You've got to check it out." These texts are light and fun. They remind her of the chemistry you two had without being needy or bringing up the past. You're showing her that life is moving on for you, but you still remember things she liked. It makes you look confident and in control, which is what she's attracted to. Here's the thing. When you're talking to her, always leave the conversation on a high note. For example, if you're texting back and forth, don't drag it out until it gets awkward or boring. Instead, end the convo with something like, "Hey, gotta run, but it's good catching up." This leaves her wanting more, and trust me, that's what you want. You want her thinking about you, wondering why you didn't keep talking longer. That builds interest and attraction. Now the third and final text, the favor text. This one's subtle but powerful. After you've re-established communication and the conversations are flowing, casually ask for a small favor that would require you to meet up. Something like, "Hey, I'm repainting my place, and I'm stuck between these 2 colors. Can you help me decide? Coffee's on me." Or something simple like, "Hey, I remember you're good at picking flights. Mind helping me figure out the cheapest way to get to Italy?" This makes her feel needed, but not in a clingy way. You're subtly building an opportunity to meet up in person without making it seem like you're trying too hard. Women love to feel like they're helping, and this is a perfect way to get her involved again. Now, I know this process isn't easy. It requires discipline and patience, two things that separate boys from men. But remember this, absence makes the heart grow fonder. In her mind, she's wondering why you haven't reached out, why you're not chasing her. And that's going to build curiosity. Curiosity leads to attraction. Here's the truth. Women respect a man who respects himself. And chasing after her, blowing up her phone with desperate texts, none of that screams confidence. But stepping back, letting her feel your absence, making her wonder about you, that's where the real power lies. You're showing her that you're a man who values himself, and that's irresistible. When the time is right, and you've reestablished that connection, be the man who leaves the conversation on a high note. Say something like, "I've got to head out, but it's good to catch up," and leave her wanting more. Never let the conversation drag. The last thing you want is to overstay your welcome. Now, here's something to think about. In life, just like in relationships, it's often not about the things we chase. It's about the things we attract. A lion doesn't chase the prey, it lets the prey come to him. The moment you start living with that mindset, everything changes. You're no longer running after people or things. You're letting them come to you because you're standing strong in who you are. So if this video spoke to you, hit that subscribe button for more straight-up advice like this. Stick around, there's a lot more wisdom coming your way.